Hi, this is Martin Masry from masterquery.com. In this video we're going to build a system query. What we're going to do is try to find stocks that have had excellent movement over the course of 1 year. Okay, so I'll create a new query and I'm going to call it just kept in past tense rising. The reason I like to name the system queries either neutral or past tense is that just because they've done something obviously doesn't mean that they're going to continue to do that. That's the whole point of this application. It's up to you to analyze the data and try to make your best educated guess as to what's going to happen in the future. So we like to name things as past tense or neutral. Okay, so since we're working with yearly data, let's go ahead and change from monthly to yearly. Alright. And let's go ahead and we don't really care about intraday. This is a long-term thing. We'll use max. It's probably going to give us the same results, but we'll change it to max. We'll increase our moving average a bit to 10 since we want stocks that have risen for the past year, so chances are they're going to be above 5. Alright, so let's go ahead and run this. Now remember, I'm sorting. I haven't done anything with the sort, so I'm just sorting by volume average by the month right now. But we're going to get rid of that in a second. Okay. As a matter of fact, we did include it by volume average for the year. So why don't I just change that? Volume average for the year. Okay. All right. So first thing we're going to want to do is show stocks that have closed near their high at the very upper end of it. So let's go ahead and do price level, and we're going to say where it's greater than or equal to 95, the top 5%. Okay, I'm going to include it for display as well so everyone can see it. I'll go ahead and run that. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put some sorting in there. So sorting, let's go ahead and bring in change. How much did it change over the course of the year? So change 1 year %. Okay, and let's go ahead and sort it by change 1 year % as well. In descending order. Okay, we'll run that. And we'll see that this stock, wow, had a whopping 2,500% increase. Alright, well let's take a look at his chart. DTG. Okay. Alright, DTG. These charts are courtesy of Yahoo. Now if you're following along on the internet, I did click on linear. By default it comes as a log chart, logarithmic chart. So there's your default, what it would look like. I clicked on linear. Okay. Now we do see that it had a bit of a dip here recently. So let's go ahead and try to smooth that out a bit. Okay. So let's go ahead and say where the moving average for the week is greater than the month, where the moving average for the month is greater than the quarter, and the moving average for the quarter is greater than the year. Okay, that should smooth them out. Oh, didn't quite get rid of them yet. Alright, it's okay. Alright, well let's say, so how about we do, it's possible that his moving average, he dipped below his moving average for a while. Alright, so maybe we'll include the moving average, a 200-day moving average. Okay. His streak. Okay, how many days was he above his moving average? He didn't dip below. So his 200-day moving average streak, why don't we say a year's worth of data is 250 trading days. So we'll say greater than or equal to 250. So that's approximately 1 year's worth of data. Well, we didn't get any data, so we're probably a little bit too aggressive there. So let's go ahead and tone it down a little bit. So why don't we say maybe 200 days. Okay. Alright. So now let's go ahead and see what our results are. Let's take a look at this first one, IOC. Okay. Alright. And you see that, sure enough, it's strong movement all year. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Next one is FIRE. F-I-R-E. F-I-R-E. Okay, we'll take a look at him. Sure enough, very strong movement all year. Alright, we'll take a look at one more. C-R-E-E. C-R-E-E. Okay, and sure enough, excellent movement throughout the entire year. Okay, now obviously you want to try to identify, you'd obviously like to be buying in this area. So that's what you're going to do is load the daily data, try to identify any patterns of what occurred during that time, and maybe you can pick up a purchase and jump on a great stock like one of these stocks at its earliest movement. Okay, another thing too, since we're looking at yearly data, I mean, we could include the open, high, low, close, but it doesn't really apply here. So why don't we just keep in the latest price? We'll keep in the close. How about, we don't really even need volume. Today's volume doesn't really mean anything. We don't care about the change. Today's change doesn't mean anything. I think that's probably it right there. We probably want it to look just like that. Okay, it gives us this close, the moving average for the year, the volume average for the year. We have a price level, how much it changed for the year. Well, we also have in our filters a moving average streak. We could put them in there. I tend to put the whatever I'm sorting by as the last column, so I can just quickly identify what I'm sorting on it. If it fits in the screen. If I have a huge amount of columns, then I won't put them at the end because I like to keep that column visible. Okay, so why don't I go ahead and let's clean him up a little bit more. I'll go ahead and say put moving average streak right here. Okay, now I'll go ahead and run it, and we see that this first stock was above his 200-day moving average for 201 straight days. Okay, well that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and I'll edit these comments. I'll go ahead and comment this thing properly. I'll save it to a public share. If you're writing your own queries, you do that by marking it as public. Just look for this on the internet. And remember that the system queries are meant as a starting point for what to do. So they're meant to be fine-tuned to your liking. So feel free to fine-tune it exactly to your needs. Okay, thank you for watching. Go visit go visit masterquery.com and write some queries. Take care.